For many seniors, reaching for a handful of nuts feels like a healthy habit. They're crunchy, natural, and often labeled as heart smart or brain boosting. But what if this snack, so often praised by wellness circles, is quietly putting your health at risk? It turns out, not all nuts are created equal. Recent research from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that consuming the wrong types of nuts can increase the risk of cardiovascular disease by nearly 48%. And if you're over 60, that number matters even more. With aging comes a natural decline in organ function, slower metabolism, and increased sensitivity to inflammatory triggers. And unfortunately, certain nuts can fuel these exact problems. These dangers don't come from strange or exotic nuts either. In fact, the most harmful varieties are sitting in many kitchen pantries right now, disguised as healthy snacks. Some can raise blood pressure, elevate bad cholesterol, disrupt medications, and even worsen cognitive decline over time. One common nut, in particular, contains a compound linked to kidney and liver strain, and it's often recommended by popular keto and low-carb plans. That's what makes this issue especially alarming. Many older adults snack on these nuts daily, unaware they could be undermining their long-term health. The good news? Not all nuts are bad. In fact, 4 specific types are incredibly beneficial for seniors. They can support bone density, improve memory, aid digestion, and promote cardiovascular health. Today, we'll walk you through those 4 powerhouse nuts, and just as importantly, highlight the 4 types you may want to limit or avoid entirely if you're over 60. We'll explain why some so-called healthy options may be fueling inflammation, digestive discomfort, or silent nutrient deficiencies. This guide is rooted in peer-reviewed research, nutritional data, and clinical observations specific to older adults. You'll get practical recommendations on serving sizes, preparation methods, and safe alternatives for those with dental issues or medication concerns. This is your senior-specific nut guide, clear, simple, and science-backed. So if you're trying to stay active, mentally sharp, and independent well into your later years, this information could make a huge difference. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Healthy Front, and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing your stories and seeing how far our health community reaches. Now let's begin with the best of the best, the top. Let's start with almonds, a nutrient-dense nut packed with benefits for aging adults. Just a small serving, around 15 to 20 almonds daily, delivers a meaningful dose of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin E, all essential nutrients for strong bones, healthy nerves, and a resilient immune system. For seniors, especially postmenopausal women and men over 65, bone health is a growing concern. Fractures can happen more easily, and recovery takes longer. Almonds help counteract that risk by supplying calcium and magnesium, which work together to maintain bone structure and flexibility. Magnesium, often overlooked, plays a special role in calcium transport, ensuring it reaches the bones instead of being deposited in arteries where it can cause calcification and raise the risk of heart disease. Almonds are also high in monounsaturated fats, which help regulate LDL cholesterol and support healthy blood pressure, 2 key concerns for older adults. And for those struggling with digestion or regularity, almonds are a gentle, natural way to stay on track. They contain over 3 grams of fiber per serving and may help reduce constipation, a common issue affecting nearly 40% of seniors. But the brain benefits may be the most exciting. Studies from Tufts University suggest that almonds may protect against oxidative stress in the brain, potentially slowing memory decline and age-related cognitive changes. Choose almonds with the skin on, as that's where many of the polyphenols live. When paired with vitamin E, those compounds deliver a powerful antioxidant punch. Next up, walnuts, arguably the most brain-boosting nut on the list. Rich in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, walnuts support the membranes that protect and insulate brain cells. This is especially important for seniors dealing with memory lapses, foggy thinking, or early signs of cognitive decline. One study found that daily walnut consumption led to improvements in processing speed and working memory in adults over 60. Plus, they contain natural melatonin, which may help regulate sleep cycles, another area where aging bodies often struggle. Pistachios come in next with a unique mix of benefits. They're packed with potassium, which helps balance sodium and supports healthy blood pressure. For seniors on diuretics or blood pressure meds, maintaining potassium levels is key. Pistachios are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that protect vision by strengthening the retina and may reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration. And then there's Brazil nuts, your go-to nut for selenium, a mineral essential for thyroid function, immune defense, and cellular repair. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day gives you your full daily selenium requirement. No supplements needed. Selenium also supports myelin sheath integrity, which protects nerve function and reflexes as we age. Together, these 4 nuts form a powerful toolkit for seniors, strengthening bones, protecting the brain, aiding digestion, and supporting the cardiovascular system. But just as there are nuts that help, there are others that may quietly harm your health. Let's look at those next. Now let's turn our attention to 2 nutritional powerhouses, often overlooked by seniors: pistachios and Brazil nuts, each offering unique, age-specific benefits that go far beyond snacking satisfaction. Pistachios, with their vibrant green hue and mildly sweet flavor, are more than just a tasty treat. They're a natural blood pressure regulator, especially valuable for older adults who may already be managing hypertension. 1 ounce contains nearly 285 milligrams of potassium, a critical mineral that helps flush excess sodium from the body and balance fluids. Unlike many packaged snacks, pistachios are naturally low in sodium and high in fiber, which helps regulate digestion and support a healthy gut microbiome, something that often declines with age. What makes pistachios especially ideal for seniors is their gentle texture, making them easier on aging teeth and dental work. Plus, they're rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that protect the eyes from age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. In fact, regular pistachio consumption has been associated with better central vision and slower deterioration of the macula. Another fascinating benefit is what's called the shell effect. Because pistachios are typically consumed in their shells, it forces you to slow down, increasing satiety and reducing calorie intake, a trick that supports weight management in seniors struggling with metabolism slowdown. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition even show a direct link between pistachio intake and improved vascular function. Aim for about 1 ounce, 49 kernels, per day, preferably unsalted and dry roasted to avoid unnecessary sodium and oils. Now, on to Brazil nuts, the creamy, rich nut with a tiny serving size, but enormous health impact. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day delivers more than your entire recommended daily intake of selenium, a trace mineral essential for thyroid function, immune health, and cellular aging. Seniors are especially prone to subclinical hypothyroidism, which can cause fatigue, cold sensitivity, and even depression. Brazil nuts help combat these symptoms by supporting thyroid hormone conversion at the cellular level. Selenium also plays a role in protecting the brain's myelin sheath, which insulates neurons and maintains sharp reflexes and memory. Brazil nuts further support healthy aging by preventing the shortening of telomeres, which are protective caps on our DNA that shorten with age. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition links Brazil nut intake to improved blood lipid profiles and better oxidative balance, which helps reduce the cellular wear and tear that accelerates aging. Additionally, these nuts are naturally rich in magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E, further aiding bone health, nerve signaling, and inflammation reduction. But here's the thing, less is more. Because of their high selenium content, Brazil nuts should be eaten sparingly. 1 to 2 per day is plenty. Overconsumption can lead to selenium toxicity, a rare but serious condition. Choose raw or dry roasted nuts and store them in the fridge to preserve their delicate oils and prevent spoilage. Together, pistachios and Brazil nuts form a potent duo in a senior's diet, one that supports heart health, hormonal balance, eye protection, and cognitive clarity. Simple changes like these can make a profound difference in how you feel, move, and think. While we've covered the best nuts for aging well, it's equally important to understand which ones could be quietly compromising your health. As we grow older, even small nutritional missteps can have magnified consequences. Unfortunately, some of the most common nuts found in homes, snack packs, and health mixes might be doing more harm than good. Let's start with peanuts. Despite their popularity, they aren't technically nuts, they're legumes. This matters because peanuts grow underground, making them susceptible to mold contamination, particularly from a toxin called aflatoxin. Long-term aflatoxin exposure has been linked to liver damage and even liver cancer. Aging bodies, with reduced detoxification capabilities, are especially vulnerable to such toxins. Even for those not allergic, peanuts can provoke low-grade inflammation in the body. Inflammation is at the root of many chronic conditions common in seniors, including arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. Complicating things further, peanuts are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess compared to omega-3s, can tip the body toward an inflammatory state. Most American diets already have this imbalance, so peanuts exacerbate the issue. What many seniors also don't realize is that peanuts, especially in their most common form, peanut butter, often contain added sugars, hydrogenated oils, and high sodium. These additives raise blood pressure, spike blood sugar, and burden the heart and kidneys. Even natural peanut butter isn't perfect, as peanuts spoil quickly and go rancid due to their high oil content. This leads to oxidative stress, a major factor in aging-related decline. Next, consider cashews. These nuts are naturally higher in carbohydrates than most others, making them more likely to elevate blood sugar, a major concern for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. They also contain oxalates, which bind to calcium and can inhibit bone health and increase the risk of kidney stones. For seniors already at risk of osteoporosis, this is an especially critical drawback. Cashews also carry a choking risk due to their smooth, rounded shape and texture, which may not be ideal for seniors with swallowing difficulties. Plus, to make cashews edible, they undergo intensive processing to remove urushiol, a toxic oil also found in poison ivy. This process strips away beneficial nutrients and leaves a product that's less wholesome than it appears. The takeaway? While peanuts and cashews may seem harmless or even healthy, they come with significant hidden risks for older adults. When it comes to aging well, knowing which nuts to avoid is just as vital as choosing the right ones. Let's wrap up with 2 more nuts that might be undermining your well-being: macadamia nuts and pine nuts. Though often included in gourmet dishes and high-end snack mixes, they may pose unique dangers for seniors. Macadamia nuts are deliciously creamy and satisfying, but they pack a serious caloric punch, nearly 200 calories and 22 grams of fat per ounce. While healthy fats are important, macadamias are high in saturated fat, which can raise LDL cholesterol and contribute to weight gain, both of which are already major concerns as metabolism slows with age. But that's not the only problem. Macadamias are extremely dense and hard, which makes them risky for seniors with dental issues. A single bite could crack a crown, chip enamel, or damage dentures. And since many older adults deal with dry mouth from medications, chewing hard foods becomes even more hazardous. They also burden the gallbladder. Seniors with sluggish digestion or gallbladder dysfunction may experience bloating, cramps, or even flare-ups of silent gallstones after eating high-fat nuts like macadamias. Their high price also encourages bulk buying, but poor storage can lead to rancid oils, adding further inflammatory compounds to your diet. And then there's the tiny but mighty pine nut. These soft seeds are notorious for a phenomenon known as pine mouth syndrome, a bizarre reaction where everything tastes metallic for days or even weeks. This may sound trivial, but for older adults with fragile appetites, a loss of taste can lead to poor food intake, unintentional weight loss, and malnutrition. Pine nuts also contain enzyme inhibitors that interfere with protein digestion, a big issue for seniors already struggling to retain muscle mass. Worse yet, they're known to interfere with over 60% of medications commonly prescribed to older adults, including those for blood pressure, mood disorders, and cholesterol. They spoil quickly, and spoiled pine nuts can accelerate inflammation, weaken vision, and harm gut health. If you're a fan of pesto, consider switching to a walnut-based version to gain all the flavor without the potential drawbacks. So what's the bottom line? While macadamia and pine nuts might be marketed as premium, their impact on aging bodies can be anything but. Staying healthy after 60 isn't about fear. It's about smart, informed choices. By swapping out these troublemakers for proven nutritional allies like almonds and pistachios, you can dramatically improve your energy, digestion, sleep, and long-term vitality. Which nut surprised you the most? Or which one are you already using daily? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Front for more senior-focused nutrition and wellness tips that truly work.